Caligula, one of Rome's most infamous emperors, a man whose name has become synonymous with madness, cruelty, and excess. But was he truly insane, or was his reign a product of Rome's cutthroat politics and ambition? Today, we explore the life of Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus, better known as Caligula, from his birth to his brutal assassination, revealing the man behind the legend. Caligula was born on August 31st, 12 AD, into the prestigious Julio-Claudian dynasty. His father, Germanicus, was a celebrated Roman general, while his mother, Agrippina the Elder, was the granddaughter of Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. From a young age, Caligula was immersed in military life, often accompanying his father on campaigns. It was here, in the midst of soldiers, that he earned the nickname Caligula, meaning little boots, for the small military sandals he wore. In 19 AD, tragedy struck. Germanicus died under mysterious circumstances, possibly poisoned by rivals within the Roman court. His death left Caligula's family vulnerable to the whims of Emperor Tiberius, Germanicus's uncle. Caligula's mother openly accused Tiberius of being involved, leading to her exile and the persecution of her children. Caligula, however, was spared and sent to live under the watchful eye of Tiberius on the island of Capri. On Capri, Caligula learned to survive in a brutal and paranoid political environment. Tiberius, now a reclusive and paranoid ruler, subjected those around him to his dark moods. But Caligula was patient. He learned how to play the game of Roman politics, feigning loyalty to Tiberius while biding his time. Historians have suggested that it was here, on Capri, that Caligula's psychological state began to fray, as he witnessed the cruelty and paranoia of imperial power. In 37 AD, Tiberius died, rumored to have been smothered by Caligula's close ally, the Praetorian prefect Macro. At the age of 24, Caligula ascended to the throne with overwhelming support from both the Roman people and the Senate. His early reign was marked by optimism. He pardoned political prisoners, hosted lavish games, and reduced taxes. The people of Rome saw him as a beacon of hope, a return to the glory days of his father, Germanicus. But just months into his reign, Caligula fell seriously ill. The illness lasted for weeks, leaving many in Rome fearing the young emperor might not recover. When he did, something had changed. Whether the illness affected his mind or exacerbated existing traits, Caligula began displaying increasingly erratic behavior, shocking the Senate and his own allies. Historians debate whether this illness marked the onset of his infamous madness. Caligula's reign became synonymous with extravagance, none more evident than in his construction of two massive floating palaces on Lake Nemi. These ships were marvels of engineering, equipped with marble floors, plumbing systems, and intricate decorations. More like floating mansions than vessels, they demonstrated Caligula's obsession with luxury and his need to display his power in ostentatious ways. One of the most bizarre episodes of Caligula's reign was his treatment of his beloved horse, Incitatus. Caligula lavished wealth upon the animal, even building a marble stable for him. But the most shocking proposal came when Caligula attempted to appoint Incitatus as a consul, a move that left the Senate bewildered and humiliated. Was this a calculated insult to Rome's elite or a sign of true madness? The answer remains debated. Caligula's ambition extended to military conquest, but his campaigns were marked by failure and absurdity. In his most infamous military blunder, Caligula ordered an invasion of Britain. However, the mission collapsed before it began. Not wanting to return to Rome empty-handed, Caligula commanded his soldiers to collect seashells along the shore, declaring them spoils of the sea to present to the Senate. Despite his bizarre behavior, Caligula did implement some positive reforms during his reign. He reduced taxes on Roman citizens, restored the practice of democratic elections in some provinces, and rebuilt sections of Rome that had been damaged by fires. For a brief period, these policies made him popular with the common people, even as his relationship with the Senate deteriorated. Caligula's delusions of grandeur reached their peak when he began presenting himself as a living god. He often appeared in public, dressed as various deities, including Jupiter, Venus, and Hercules. This not only shocked the Roman elite, but also blurred the line between emperor and deity in the eyes of the public. Some worshipped him, while others saw him as a dangerous egomaniac. Interestingly, despite his eccentricities, Caligula was a skilled orator. Though he suffered from a stutter and other speech impediments, he worked hard to overcome these difficulties. His ability to deliver powerful, impromptu speeches became one of his most notable strengths, captivating both the Senate and the public alike. However, paranoia crept into Caligula's reign. He reinstated the notorious treason trials, which had been suspended by his predecessor, Tiberius. Under his rule, informants flourished, and an atmosphere of fear enveloped Rome. Many of his political rivals were executed or exiled, and no one, not even his closest advisors, felt safe from his wrath. Caligula's increasingly erratic behavior, combined with his mistreatment of the Senate and the Praetorian Guard, eventually led to his downfall. On January 24, 41 AD, a conspiracy was hatched by members of the Guard, senators, and even some of his own household. Caligula was attacked and brutally assassinated in the palace corridors, along with his wife and daughter. His assassination marked the first time a Roman emperor had been murdered, a precedent that would haunt future rulers. Caligula's legacy is one of contradictions. Was he a madman driven by illness and paranoia, or a misunderstood ruler shaped by a brutal political system? His reign, though short, set the tone for future emperors who would follow his path of tyranny and instability. Today, Caligula stands as both a warning and a symbol of the extremes of absolute power. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more in-depth explorations of the past.